So after 6 long years, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 has finally been announced with a pretty epic goddamn trailer showing off so many new features such as crossbows, guns, combat, city maps for location. There is a lot to unpack in this trailer along with a ton of other information. Unfortunately, I wasn't invited to their little preview event, so I didn't obviously have this pre-knowledge to create a video like everyone else did yesterday. However, I thought I'd still run through because Kingdom Come Deliverance was a big part of the channel. We had an extremely fun Let's Play, some of the best videos I've ever made, so definitely going to be playing the second one. So let's watch the trailer now, and then after that we'll kind of run through it and talk about a few things that they've mentioned in blog posts, as well as just stuff in the trailer.
Peggy 18.
I always dreamt of leaving this place. Becoming more than a peasant.
You know the trouble with an adventurous life? It can end before it gets started.
Congratulations, Sir Knight. You finally become a man.
Wake up! Pull yourself together, Henry.
Nobody will hand anything on a platter to men like you and me.
You still have a long way to go till your work is done.
Boom, my lord, that was a good trailer.
For God, be kind and protect us so we don't blow our arses off. Amen.
Awesome stuff, and look at that, a release date right off the bat, coming 2024. So this year we're going to be getting the game, I would imagine, around about Christmas time. I think previously the first one released around February in the year, and that's probably to kind of stay out the way of a lot of the big releases. But I feel like Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 has enough of that following now that it can start to do battle with a lot of them bigger releases. And yeah, I think this is going to have a lot of hype behind it. And honestly, I think that was like one of the main kind of focuses of their talk. They also had like a 17-minute video where they talked a bit more about kind of the game and the development, and a lot of like the sentiment behind that was just like, we couldn't really make the game we wanted to make in the first one because we just didn't have the resources. However, the first one has allowed us to kind of make the game we wanted to make in the first place, and that is Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. So I'm hopefully expecting big things. Of course, the story follows on Henery as his journey to try and take revenge for his parents' death and reclaim his family sword, which is very cool. And now you are not just a peasant, you are of course the bastard son of the Duke, the Count of Retires, the account, I can't remember, it's been so long, I need to go back and replay the game. So you do have a bit more status now, you aren't just like kind of a lowly peasant, a nobody, and you're of course a squire to hands as well. So I think the journey in the second game is going to be very much kind of you going into knighthood and you kind of getting that upper edge in society, and it'll be really interesting to see how they kind of take the direction direction. The main focus of the story definitely seems to be on Henery and Hans. That's going to kind of be their duo, and it'll be really cool again to see that, because of course Hans is already a nobility, so he's kind of going to be dragging Henery into that kind of lifestyle and showing him through with the kind of the quirks. I think they kind of really kind of picked up on the way that they interacted in the first game, and it's just kind of a really fun setup. We also get a ton of kind of information about the game just from the trailer. Keep in mind, this seems like it's all in engine, but most of it just seems like it's all cutscenes. There's like maybe 2 or 3 bits, like this one right here, which could be gameplay, but let's be honest, it's probably just in engine stuff. Like again, that looks kind of like gameplay, but also just rough stuff. So a lot of stuff we're seeing, is in the game, but also is very much still just work in progress. I also saw as well, this isn't confirmed, but I saw someone post it, that this is still going to be the CryEngine as well. They haven't gone to Unreal Engine 4 or Unreal Engine 5 or anything. So again, it'll be interesting to see. It looks beautiful. It looks like a big upgrade from the first game. So I guess the engine is still holding up, and it'll be exciting again to see everything that can bring to us, because again, there was a lot possible in the first game. Speaking of stuff that isn't possible though in the first game, I know a lot of people were really sad that there weren't crossbows in the game, and that is a new addition. So yeah, there's going to be new crossbows. On top of that, we're going to be getting horse combat as well. We see several moments of a knight running towards someone, I guess assume it's Henery, ready to kind of wound him on horseback, as well as being able to wield a crossbow on horseback. So I can already imagine people making videos of just like kind of like circling around the main bosses, shooting them with crossbows over and over again, going full Kuzite for Mountain Blade. Again, the map size as well looks incredible. They spoke about in the kind of 17-minute announcement trailer that they did, which wasn't just this, but it was kind of them talking a bit more about the game, that the map size is double the first game, so they are going much bigger, but there's going to be 2 styles of map. I'm not sure how it's going to be, if it's going to be 2 different areas and you kind of have to travel from one to the other, but they said that there's going to be one kind of like Germanic style countryside, which is just like an absolute paradise, running waterfalls, beautiful forests, lots of vegetation. And then there's going to be another one that's going to be very much all about kind of like rocky mountainside mining and other things. And we kind of get a glimpse of that from the trailers as well. Some stuff looking really nice and other stuff's not. So again, I'm not. It's going to be interesting to know if it's just going to be like one map and you're going to kind of expand from one side to another, or if it's going to be 2 separate ones and you kind of have to travel between them as the story takes you throughout. Because they have also mentioned as well, the first game had roughly around about 3 hours of cutscenes, and then they spoke about the new one and they have about 5 hours of cutscenes. So it's actually not like a dramatic, like insane increase, right? It's not like 100 hours of cutscenes, which I kind of really like. I really like that it's not like insane, an extra 2 hours of cutscenes in a game, even though it's going to be, it's obviously going to be longer, but again, it's going to kind of follow that same storyline and stuff like that. It's kind of cool that, it's only an extra 2 hours. I feel like that's kind of like a perfect amount that just sits really right. They're not trying anything too crazy, they're not going for 100 hours. We also get to see as well a lot of like squads moving around the trailer. I'll keep on letting it play for you guys in the background. But yeah, we do get to see like a lot of more like, you're not just by yourself. So it'll be interesting to see a lot of the time. Like a lot of the missions do seem like you are roaming around with people. And I think that's something I really hope they take inspiration from, is the DLCs. I think some of the funnest stuff from the first game was the DLCs, like the mercenary DLC, like right here you're seeing like kind of moving around in the squad and stuff. Like I thought like their missions were really cool. You're moving around with a bunch of boys, you're kind of like leveling them up and having fun and improving your party as you go. That kind of element was really cool. You got into some bigger engagements, and that was kind of a nice way of spicing up the gameplay instead of just being by yourself all the time. And again, a lot of the, I guess, big centerpieces of this trailer really do show that. Again, it could just be because they're the big centerpieces and they're only like some things, but I do hope that we get more of that type of stuff, moving around in squads, fighting in bigger battles, because again, that was something that was kind of lacking from the first game. I definitely think primarily, you are going to be, by yourself, by Henery, but again, I'm hoping there's going to be storylines that take you off in these bigger squads that you're seeing, that are encouraging you to kind of fight these bigger engagements and kind of just taking the scale up, because I think a nice mixture of that, a mixture of of single kind of going off by yourself and kind of being maybe a bit more sneaky, a bit more like charismatic, and then other times you can just go, you just bring the boys in and the boys get what they need to get done. And I think that would be really cool. It does also seem like you are still being plagued by your past, which again is interesting. That was kind of a big feature of the first game, and you even get to see that maybe you actually get your father's sword a little bit sooner than in the campaign, or maybe that's just towards the end of it. And again, yeah, but like the engagements do seem a bit bigger, but again, it could just be the centerpieces. You know, these are going to be the bigger missions of the game. And then finally, again, speaking of the DLC, something again I really hope that they do improve on, and they do like kind of take solace from, is I really, of course, enjoyed one of the first DLCs where you build up the bandit camp into your own little working village. That DLC was so much fun, and it just kind of gave you something to really kind of it just gave you another style of how to play the game. And I think, again, hopefully we get some glimmers of that, because yeah, all the Kingdom Come Deliverance 1 DLCs were just so good, yeah, being able to kind of bring you back into that I think would be really, really cool, and just having more of that type of stuff kind of going on in the background whilst you're playing would be pretty epic. But yeah, that is going to do it. I think we kind of talked about a bit about everything. You know, they've said that it's going to be double the size of the map. I'm sure we'll be getting plenty more information on the game. Of course, again, oh yeah, so I don't know if I mentioned it, but yeah, there's obviously the very kind of beginning of the gun combat coming into the game as well. So there's a kind of a makeshift musket in there, or whatever you want to call it, a makeshift cannon, I guess, more so than anything else. So again, more variation in the weaponry. It's also going to be kind of interesting to kind of be like how, yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see how they do like equipment, because if this is like a straight follow-on from the first game, like, are you going to be already a heavily armored knight? Because that was one of the biggest things about the game in the first game, is like you kind of go from nothing to, you know, being in a full suit of armor with like the best weapons and stuff. So yeah, how are they going to approach this? Are you going to kind of get like taken prisoner, lose everything, and have to get it back? You know, how is that going to work? But yeah, it'll be exciting to see exactly how it does go down. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of it in the comments. What are you most looking forward to in the game, and what are you most hoping that they do add into the game? I think that'd be really interesting to kind of get your opinions to see that, because I've obviously already mentioned mine. I hope they bring in more of the stuff from the DLCs from the first game. I think that's going to be really, really cool if they do something like that. Definitely let me know what you guys think down below in the comments, as yeah, I'll definitely read that and yeah, look forward and kind of reply to a few of them that I think are cool. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Obviously, subscribe to the channel. We will 100% be doing some Kingdom Come Deliverance on the channel when it releases, and I might even do a mini playthrough going back on the first game as well, because I'm kind of actually quite excited about it. You know, it kind of reminds me I want to go back and play it now. But yeah, if you guys, so yeah, once again, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.